All right, let's do this. Okay, so notifications. So I don't know if you know this, we're working on a notifications thing for, OpenFin, and we've been doing a lot of research and looking at how notifications work. So I wanted to give you a little history, a little context, and then give you a little call to arms that I want you all to go away and think about, and it's going to be great. So notifications, 1968, right? Who knows what happened in 1968? It was the mother of all demos. If you don't know what that was, shame on you. Go and look it up in Wikipedia. Everybody in this room owes their job to the mother of all demos. I don't think, actually, notifications were in that, though, because the people who did it was Xerox PARC, 1970-odd, right? Xerox PARC basically commercialized the modern desktop. And this is from an emulator, which is why it doesn't have like scan lines and I don't know what else. That was the first notification. That was the tiny little mailbox that sat on your computer and told you that you had electric post. So I looked at two real-world examples of notifications. I'm sure you recognize both of these from your compliance training. That is what happens when you don't say the magic word when you access the security grid. And that is what happens when you click self-destruct on a Class M Weyland-Yutani star freighter, which is, obviously, that's from the movie Alien. And if you have 5 minutes, you should watch the self-destruct initiation sequence. The UX is unbelievable. You're not turning that off in a hurry. All right, so what is a notification? It's really, really hard, this question, right? So I think they started off as alerts, okay? I think that was where the notification started. And what's really interesting about this is, there's two quite old school ones. And what's really bad about alerts is anybody who's ever used an alert on a computer, you get alert fatigue, right? So look, this was the old iOS alert when you got tweets, right? You're not going to do that. You're not going to do that because once you've closed it, it's gone forever. And so I don't know if you've ever dealt with a less technologically able person who deals with a computer, and a box comes up, they don't read it, they just click it, okay? Alert fatigue. This is the best alert. There is no better alert than the blue screen of death because you can't click through it, right? You're like, whoa, what is this? Now, what's nice about it is actually there's a very, very set of specific, tests you should do once you get one of these things. And, you can tell your programmer friend that it was at OXFD3094C2, and they'll fix it by uninstalling printer drivers. So this guy here, right? This guy here. Now we're looking at more modern notifications, okay? This is a more recent Windows one. Now, what's nice about this is it doesn't kill you. It's not an alert. You don't get fatigue. It just sits there, and it's like, I did a thing. I'm a busy computer. I'm brilliant. Look at me. Love me, please, okay? Obviously, Windows 95 needed a lot of that. But the problem is, it is all about the screen real estate. Now, I actually screen scraped this as I was on the tube this morning playing video games, and you might not be able to tell, but this is some real peril here, okay? Right? There is a lot of shit going on, and I actually died because of Mitra's LinkedIn post, so thanks very much. But it's all about the screen real estate, right? You know this. You guys are dealing with traders and salespeople every day, and their screen real estate is precious. This is gold dust. This is financial gold dust. You can't just take arbitrary sections away from them, right? I just died. It's far worse out there. But the ruling king, the 10,000-ton monkey that lives on its island alone, is Outlook. Outlook, or to give it its full name, Microsoft Outlook not responding, is an absolute beast, okay? Outlook has got an unbelievable notification arsenal that it throws at you. And it just does this all the time, forever, constantly, right? And when I was thinking about notifications for this talk, actually, I've been in finance, and I understand that Outlook is still the main tool for workflow, right? So maybe the answer is, for us in this room, what a notification is is Outlook. Maybe actually what we should be doing is we should be saying, right, Outlook is very good. This guy here, this is not from the current version of Outlook. I think this is a couple of versions previous. This is brilliant, right? There's two little buttons here. You can, I think that deletes the email. I think that's a hypertext that you can click on it and go to it, and that guy there flags it up to look at it later, right? It's really, really clever. It solves the alert problem where you can say, okay, push it onto a queue, forget about it, and it has the actually I can deal with it immediately solution as well. It's very, very good. The thing is, though, actually, if you go after Outlook, you're not winning. All you're doing is replicating what is actually quite a broken workflow. Now, the key part of this is single thread your developers, single thread your users, single thread everybody who has to deal with these systems, okay? Now, I use the Bayer tapestry because the Bayer tapestry is like the definition of something that is not single-threaded, but actually just because I wanted to mess about with the Bayer tapestry meme generator. It's brilliant. Now, what I want you to do is this. You're going to go away, and you are going to look at your workflows, and you are going to figure out how to single-thread your users, right? Now, I think a notification center is a big part of this. A notification center, remember, is something on your operating system which pops up and stores the notifications you had, but it's not the only thing. I don't know what the only thing is because I'm not in the weeds dealing day in, day out with the workloads and the workflows of your people. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to remember the tapestry. I want you to remember that your users are very, very good at their job, but they only have one mind and one thread running on that mind. And I want you to figure out how to turn notifications from the madness that you have seen into an extremely coherent, single-threaded workflow. And then we'll work with you, we'll build it, and we'll make it amazing. All right. I have 3 minutes for questions. Does anybody want to throw shame at me? All right, well, thank you very much indeed. You've been a wonderful audience. Good night.